guys, how are you? This is Lois. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well and safe wherever you are. It's my favorite time of the year. Of course, it's fall here. It's beautiful and it's October. So in October, I like to tell you about various options out there. And specifically, you know guys, I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I handle Canadian immigration. That's my area of expertise. So I want us to talk about the US DV Lottery Visa 2024. Yes, you had me right, 2024. You know, as much as I like educating you on Canadian immigration matters, I know that Canadian immigration is very strict because, as I've said, we have over 50 programs, but they are all on merit. So the criteria is quite strict, and not everybody can meet that strict criteria. And that's why I'm like, you know what, do not box yourself, do not restrict yourself, and also do not kill your immigration dreams. If you're looking for that greener pastures, it depends on where you are and you want to leave your country. There are other countries which are equally good. Yes, I know Canada is good, but Canada is not heaven. No, don't get it wrong. I live here, I love this place, but it still has its own downside. Okay, yes, maybe I should address the downsides of Canada, but that's not why we are here today. We are here today because I believe the United States is an equally good country. I know it's got its own nuances and it's not for everybody, but then this USDV lottery is a simpler program. Of course, it's a lottery system, so nobody has control over the system, or rather the program. And as long as you play or you enter in the pool, you play this lottery, you stand a chance of winning. And there's a lot of people who have won and they've come to the US under the US green card. So, and the green card is their version of the Canadian permanent resident. So I believe, I have friends and family in the US. I love Canada, but I believe that the US is also a really good country. So if you're just looking to immigrate and not necessarily, and maybe Canada is not opening its doors, it doesn't mean that you should kill your immigration dream. So you may want to look at this program. Okay, so anyway, quickly, this US DV lottery opens every year in October and it runs for 1 month, around approximately 1 month. And as I said, it's a lottery system, so you have to apply, rather you have to play. Of course, there's some requirements that you'll have to meet, and we're going to talk about that momentarily. But I want to urge you, please try. There are people who have been trying this lottery for many years, and 1 year happens and boom, they get it. So do not give up, do not lose faith and hope. Try. If you don't qualify this year, there's still next year and the other year. Keep trying. I have people who tried for 7 years and it went through. Okay, that is a lot of faith and hope. Okay guys, so what do you need to apply to the US lottery? It's a simple yet strict process. I say simple yet strict process because there's a lot of people who actually win this lottery and they don't get to come to the US because they messed up in the application. And I'm going to address those applications, those issues right now. It hasn't started. So when is the starting? It's going to open on October 5th. 2022, 12 p.m. EDT, and it will run until November 8 noon EDT. Okay, so when this program opens, actually I'll come here and we will do, maybe you guys can register, you can pull together and we can do an application together. Okay, I would love to walk you through the process. This year I want to help you all and then I'll help you apply. So we'll go step by step in the application process. Okay, that's what I would like to do. So it's not yet started. Do not start calling and emailing and saying, Lois, please send me the link. Where do we apply? It hasn't started and it's going to open up on October 5th. And you will need to apply on the US government website for the DV lottery visa. Okay, make sure you apply directly. There's so many websites right now. If you Google, there's so many websites sprouting. Of course, most of them are agency websites. Make sure you use the government website, and I'll put the link in the description part of this video. Okay, the link will not be available until the day of the application. So do not ask me and say, Lois, the link is not available. Of course, it won't be available until that day. Okay, but I'll put the website here just so that you know the right website to apply under. Okay, so I have said in the past that not everybody can apply, but majority of you will be able to apply. There are some countries which are actually forbidden from applying to the DV lottery visa, and these are Bangladesh, Brazil, Canada, China, including Hong Kong, Colombia, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Haiti, Honduras, Jamaica, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan, Philippines, Venezuela, South Korea, UK, excluding Northern Ireland, and Vietnam. Okay, so if you come from those countries, unfortunately, you cannot apply to the DV lottery visa. Now, only one person, please note this, things to note. One application per person. One application per person, people. Stop filing many applications. Be from an eligible country. It's free to apply. Yes, it's free to apply. So if you see a website that is saying that you will pay, that is not the legit website. It's free to apply on the government website. I'm not saying that you cannot pay someone to apply for you. Of course, not everybody is tech savvy, but if you're going to pay someone to apply for you, it's not through an online link. So you can hire someone to apply for you. If you need those kind of services, talk to me. But you can actually apply for yourself free of charge on the government website, and free of charge. You don't have to pay nobody. Okay, guys? Okay. So, what are the other most important things that I want you to note? Please have your passport. I know people keep asking, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even have the energy to respond to some of the questions. Like, Lois, do I need a valid passport? Like, seriously, you want to travel, you need a valid passport, my friend. Okay, and the reason I'm actually doing this video like a week in advance is to give you an opportunity. I'm trying to give you an opportunity. If you don't have your passport, if your passport is expiring, if you don't know where your passport is simply because you haven't traveled during this pandemic, you give yourself enough time to apply or look for it so that when the program opens, you are ready. Please, people, let us get ready. Let us always be ready for opportunities. People keep saying, oh, so and so is lucky. A lot of people are not lucky. People create their luck. How do you create your luck? By being ready all the time, and ready when an opportunity comes, then you take it, and then people say you are lucky. You are just well prepared, my friend. Okay. Of course, there's gonna be luck. Luck is gonna play its part here in the selection of this, but in the application process, it's up to you to make sure that you give yourself that opportunity to be lucky. Okay, good. So have your passport. They are going to need you to take a passport size picture. So that is a digital picture. Make sure you get that in advance so that you don't delay the process. Again, it's only going to open up for a month, and you don't want to start making arrangements to go to the photo studio to get your picture taken. You can even take one at home, but make sure that you have these things in good time. Okay, make sense, people? Yeah, so passport and digital size picture, those are the things that you need. Of course, your education certificate, know your addresses, know your spouse's information, people, know your children's information. People, let me tell you something. And this thing actually, I don't even know what to say. It's very disappointing to see that every year in, people keep repeating the same mistakes when it comes to immigration, and especially this DV lottery. Because of lack of preparation, people are not well prepared. So guess what? They just provide their own information, and they skip to provide the details of their children and their spouses. Instead of trying to add people later, please be ready with the, you are married, your children. Please get their details and get ready so that you include them in the initial application that you do. Okay, that way you are not, you're staying away from complications. So again, I see this all the time whereby someone says, oh, you know what, I only applied that I'm single. If you're married, come on, why are you saying you're single? Okay, so if you're married, please make sure you know your spouse's details, and if you have children, please also make sure that you have those details. So what's going to happen after you apply? You said you apply online, you will get a confirmation number, a unique confirmation number. My friend, retain that number, keep it safely, because you will need it next year to check on the results of that draw. Okay, you will not be able to check for your results if you don't have that confirmation number. Please keep it safe. If someone is applying for you, make sure that they give you that number. Okay. All right, so how about I just go, I'm just gonna walk you through the instructions a little bit, just so that you can also see them for yourself, and it's gonna be real quick. As I said, we will do this kind of an application together when this program opens, but this is to make sure that you are ready to apply. I'm helping you create your luck, people. Okay, folks, so as I was telling you, these are the instructions for the DV 2024 lottery visa and how to apply. As you can see, this is a long document. It's 21 pages. So we are not going to go over every detail in this sitting, but I'm just going to go through quickly. As I said, I'll be walking you through the process of the application, but it's important that you read this ahead of time so that you understand there's frequently asked questions here, so that you can just be ready to apply on 5th of October. Okay. This talks about the countries. Remember, I told you about the countries which are ineligible. So natives of these countries are ineligible to apply. We already talked about that. And then you want to read about the requirement number 2, that is at least a high school education, and what it means to have high school education. That is successful completion of a 12-year course of formal elementary or secondary education. Or if you don't have high school, you need to have at least 2 years of work experience within the past 5 years in an occupation that requires at least 2 years of training or experience to perform. Okay, more details on that. Of course, as I said, the entry period is here between October 2022 and November 8, 2022. Please do not wait until the last minute, until the last week of the application. And that's why I've done this video a little sooner, so that you don't fall victim. There's so many people who'll be trying to apply, the website crashes, and it can be very frustrating. It can be very frustrating when you have to submit the same application 4, 5, 6, 7 times with the website crashing. So make sure you don't wait for the last minute. Okay. Again, they say that you must do this application online on this website, dvprogram.state.gov. Okay, dvprogram.state.gov. That is where exactly you will be applying. And then there's the frequently asked questions. There's even a video if you need guidance step by step here. Okay. You need to provide the following information. So as I said, people, make sure that you have your information ready. So your name, of course, your first name, your last name, your gender, your birth date, the city where you are born, the country where you are born. Make sure that your country is eligible. And then you have the entrance digital pictures that I talked about there. Of course, you're going to need your mailing address and the country where you live today. Phone number is going to be optional. You must also provide your email address and the highest level of education, your current marital status, so number of children. See what I said? So this is where a lot of people make mistakes, whereby they leave out their children or they leave out their spouses. Please do not do that. make sure that you provide all the details. You will need to submit pictures for these people. So this is the high time you start getting pictures, that is digital pictures. So if you're going to include your children, which I truly and highly recommend that you do, make sure that you get their passport size pictures in the specified specification, so that you are ready with them to apply. Okay. Of course, yeah. So those are the things that I really wanted you to be ready for, because those are the things that actually delay this process. And then you can feel free to read the rest of these pages. You know, these are the instructions on the pictures, because they want a certain size of the picture. So they also want it in, you know, there's a lot of specifications. Make sure that your pictures meet the specifications. As I was saying, there's a list of frequently asked questions here. You want to know who is a native, is your country qualifying? So all these questions, they have been answered here, and they can guide you a great deal. Okay, people, that is all. So I'm not gonna go over this whole document. I'll pin it in the description part of this video, and then hopefully you can take some time and read it through and get prepared, because, you know, as I said, Canada is not the only destination, and the US program is actually one of the best programs, and you go there as a permanent resident. So if you don't mind going to the US, or if Canada is not letting you in and you have a plan B, if US is your plan B, I say please keep your options open. Even if you're applying to Canada, people, you are not guaranteed of coming to Canada. Okay. Yeah, even if you meet the eligibility, I tell people, you know, meeting the eligibility doesn't mean success. And you're not successful until you land in Canada and enter Canada. So many things can happen between the time you apply and the time you qualify and the time you enter Canada. So do not, if this is an option, you know, it's always good to try a plan B, so that in case the plan A doesn't work, at least you have a plan B. People. Okay, guys. All right. Yeah, do not restrict yourself. And I will say, especially if you're begging, beggars are not choosers. Okay, I know there are people who have better options. Of course, this video is not for you, but I'm talking to that person who feels that they just want a way out, and they want to go to a country that is, you know, democratic, that, you know, has better quality of life, that has good wages. I'm not talking about going to Saudi to be maids. I know there are people who go there. It's most likely it's not their wish. They're going there because they don't have any other option. But the US is still a good country by far. Okay, so I wish you success. I hope that you get ready, and yeah, who knows? This could be your chance. This could be, you know, your success pathway. You know, I've realized that when we are looking to immigrate, I was so fascinated with a certain country. I used to think of going to Australia, and I was so fascinated. Little did I know that Australia was not my destiny. So open your mind, be open-minded, try various options, and you never know, your destiny is going to welcome you. So if the US is for you, of course, they're not going to select you if you do not apply. Okay? Yes, you're not going to win the lottery if you do not play, my friend. So this is your chance, and all the best. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.